on the banks of the Paringaringa Harbour, which contributes to the naturally damaging effect of this climate has taken its toll on the temple. Constant and regular maintenance is not achievable or affordable. The two 4.5 metre main tower structures have succumbed to the elements and need to be replaced. There are window frames and sills and external walkways that also need replacing due to wood rot. Our priority is to our queer taumata and our young, and to replace these towers and waterproof and seal the external area of the temple in preparation for planting. To do a basic repair exceeds our funding request. It is the most northern temple in Aotearoa. We will celebrate its 70th birthday in March 2024. We are the current custodians of this icon who are driven by the purpose for it to continue as a shelter of spiritual worship for ngā uri whakatuku, the next generation. Please give our funding application your full consideration, or even better, your seal of approval. And we look forward to your decision. Ngā mihi.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions, or did you want to say something?
Yes, what we're doing at the moment is stage 1 of our stage 2 project. It's just fixing the main 2 bell towers at the moment, but the whole temple needs a fair bit of work done to it as well. So you could see us back here again. So, asking for, but yeah, we appreciate you having us be here today. Thank you for being.
Thank you. Is there any questions? Lovely ladies. Oh, thank you so much, and we'll consider your application further on in the meeting, and you'll be informed of the decision. Okay, thank you.
Te pokapu taiaki whaia.
Oh, okay. Hi, welcome to the table.
Kia ora.
Thank you for seeing us. All my support couldn't make it today, so
You're on your own.
I'm on my own. My name's Donna King. I'm the Funding and Finance Officer for Te Aka Tower Trust. We do quite a few things around Kaitaia and Northland. Our main programs, we have the Eco Centre up here that supplies information, environmental information for people, but it also allows home businesses to stock environmentally friendly products like soaps and candles and everything. We've got some people do weaving. So we do that. We have a community gardens that we're involved in. We have the Taitoko Time Bank, which is like a club where people work together to help each other. We have compost collections. You might see the Kaitaia cycle going around town collecting compostable coffee cups and things for businesses and stores. We have Ano and All that takes rejected textiles and clothing from the op shops, and they repair them, upcycle them, provide, and he also teaches sewing and embroidery and all of those almost lost skills to people, host workshops. And then our latest one, which is sort of what this is about, is we're taking on the green spaces around Kaitaia, green spaces and waterways. And our aim is to tackle them one at a time and clean them up, get rid of the rubbish. It's a big project. Get rid of the rubbish, get rid of the pests, both vegetative and also the rats and the possums and everything else, and replant where possible with natives, and in some cases like food forests where it's appropriate, and just basically reinvigorate the whole area for everyone to enjoy. And as part of that is to have, we'll be running workshops which will actually be outside. The first part of those workshops will be actually contributing to the areas, so cleaning up, either picking up the rubbish or planting or weeding or whatever that particular thing is around. And the second part is people receive, they learn crafts, traditional skills, they learn weaving or whittling, they learn responsible foraging, and just bring back some of those skills that we're starting to lose. And amongst all of that is the oral storytelling. So we've got some very enthusiastic contractors. The whole thing of learning about the environment, learning how to have a win-win situation where you can get benefit from the environment but also give back, and come away with a new understanding. And also with the planting food, forest and rongoa, people can benefit from it. They can get fresh produce as they go along. So that's it in a nutshell. But you got any questions?
What possible sites are you looking at to do these projects? Where might you start?
Okay, so we've got permission to start just down here. So just the other side of this building, and where they've already started doing some of the replanting, but we'll be helping to build that up and get people involved in it. And then we're hoping to move on basically throughout town, all the green spaces away, but we are approaching the council and we're getting permission from the landowners before we move in. But there is method to madness. We have had some workshops that have been out doing foraging, especially with, there was some done with children, homeschool children around Matariki, and when they were out there foraging for things to make big pipes and stuff with, they noticed how there was rubbish around the waterways and everything else. And so they actually organised on their own to go back and do a clean-up of those areas because they saw the importance of cleaning up the environment and everything. So there is definite community buy-in to them.
Was the swampy bit in the park on your list?
I think all of them are on the list.
I just wanted to check that.
Yeah.
Then, Chair, I think I've seen the plan. So
Yeah.
I went to the park with my car there,
Yes, she's a big.
and I don't know
Anna.
Anna, and I explained to them down there from the Parks and Reserves team, and so I gave them the contact of the manager at the time, and so that's how they knew the contact to have a staged approach. One of the key areas that we talked about was here in JC Park, where the contractors actually stopped mowing it for some unknown reason because it's part of their contract. But we talked about it having like wetland species planted there, so it can actually be a defined area. It's nice and planted instead of just covered in
Good idea.
overgrown.
Yes. So, as I said, we are approaching, the right people. Yeah, we're not just going in and saying there's a green space, we're going to clean it up. We are finding out who is responsible and then going from there.
So our board has a delegation for reserves.
Yep.
For boarding. So you can participate with us to have the map, the plan of where you're proposing, and then probably to discuss it with the board about, our concepts and how we see that.
I can see it. Yeah, I know. There's some sediment for it. Yes, it's this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Any further questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Kia ora. Okay, so regarding Daniel Thompson, we can't go into public excluded while we're in the public forum. So what you're welcome to do, Adele, through you, if you approve, is that when we go for a break or at the end of the formal meeting, you can informally talk to the community board. And Bev here is the community board coordinator. So if you're looking for a Far North District Council staff member that you can liaise with, then Bev's the person that will help you with that. So yeah, it's up to you, Adele,
Okay.
if you would like to hear it informally after the formal meeting.
After the formal meeting.
Yeah.
Why not in a break?
Or at the
Break.
break.
Right.
And
Yeah.
break.
Break now.
Okay, we can have a break now.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, and
Apologies, Chair.
right.
Store.
thank you.
I've got 15 as well.
Oh, okay.
So,
They all play basketball together.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty
so
sad.
my husband's just messaging me. So many people here that he won't be able to find it. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have a break and
They can
so
see
live stream.
Okay, cool.
So can Daniel just talk while we grab a coffee?
Harley, can you hear us? Can you please pause the live stream while we go on a break?
Thank you. We're now going to confirm 6.1, the confirmation of previous minutes. So I shall move that.
Second.
And is there any discussion
Yes,
on this, please?
through the chair.
Yeah.
Just in relation to the application by Running Unit Sports Club for the storage of 2 lockers at Unahi Wharf. In principle, the only committee have agreed to that. And so now I have to ratify the minutes to confirm that, which will be early December. But in the meantime, we've also on Monday, we talked to the canoe people, the ones that actually operate. They're looking at 2. We've found an alternative space for work compared to the one that was in the green space. So we'll go through all those issues, and then we can present that to the council, and that they'll obviously tie that in with their lease criteria, and then bring that back to the board for basic passing.
So will that be in our December meeting or February meeting next
I'll
year?
try and get it in the December meeting, but again, it depends on.
We have to have everything in by
Exactly.
about,
Yeah.
is it next week?
Yeah.
Right.
By
It's
now,
gonna be
yeah.
hard. But again, everyone's happy at this stage.
Yes,
Can't do it by now,
Fine-tuning
do a supplementary.
Position, and obviously looking at items like insurance, all those bits and pieces that go with a lease. But that'll be covered by the council more than likely in terms of lease documents.
it's more of a license to occupy, it's not a lease.
Okay,
So that's what the other Locker Armour group have.
I
At
was
Taipā is a license to occupy.
just going off the email, which is in this lot somewhere, from council, giving us the criteria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the one here from Michelle Raquel. Yeah, she's given us the direction in terms of first engagement has been done. Only Progressive Ratepayers have given the okay for the siting of 2 waka. We've got our preferred space, and we've also taken the canoe people down there, the Waka Armour Club down there, and they quite like it,
Yeah.
as opposed to the original
Okay.
position, which is right on the main domain. So we'll take that from there, and we need to talk with them, get things confirmed. We'll put our views on to the council, and then it'll be up to, yeah. That came from Michelle. Yeah. We asked for guidance. Thanks to Bev, we got it.
No.
Yeah.
Is that
Okay.
okay? So again, we have to ratify the minutes from our.
And when is that meeting?
It'll be in first Wednesday of December.
Oh, okay. So that will be something like
Yeah.
about the,
But the way we're going now, we'll miss the boat. It'll be
it'll be February meeting. Yeah.
But it'll give us time to sort out everything,
Yeah.
and just so all parties are happy. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you, Bill. Awesome. So any other issues, any other items on the minutes?
Sorry, well, John, sticking just the thing, there is no guarantee that the councils will approve it. It's as simple as that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it goes to council. We
Yeah,
just
yeah.
we just
And then
recommend.
it'll come back to you, to the board. Sorry, John.
No, no problem.
Were you going to say something?
No.
Okay, all in favour?
Aye.
Up to item 7.1, which is the setting of meeting dates for 2024. Is everyone happy? Do I have a mover and a seconder, please?
I'll second it.
Rachel and Darren. Everyone happy with the dates?
I don't think for the April one, but
Well,
it's good.
all in favour?
Well,
Thank you.
weird to see we missed Cup Day this year. Someone's been doing their homework.
Are you going to go next year? I was thinking quite about that cruise.
Yeah,
Mm. Okay, we're up to item 7.2, which is the Te Hiku Statement of Community Board Fund Account as at the 30th September 2023. So I'll move that. Do I have a seconder, please?
So,
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this paper? No? Okay, all in favour? Thank you. We're up to funding applications, which is 7.3.
Madam Chair, before we, we've got funding applications 7.3. There are a number of funding applications in here. Can they be itemised on the agenda as 7.3.1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever in order with the page number, which makes it easier for us to look up when somebody's here in the room?
Sorry, say that again, Cheryl.
You've got funding applications here as a heading.
Yeah.
Can you have a subheading like 7.3.1 funding application, Cruising the Bay, page 9, 7.2.2, whoever these people are, page whatever, because it'll make it easy. I noticed.
Yeah, we're all flicking.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It would be a big help.
Definitely.
Might be a longer, what's the name here, but
That doesn't matter.
one of those things make life a lot easier when we're talking to these. It'll be great if you could manage that. That'd be
Definitely.
fantastic. Thank you, Cheryl, for that.
Yeah.
Where did we get up to? Did we get?
Got to go through all of these, don't we?
We need to move it in a seconder for the first one.
We do them separately. So do we have to move the first part first, or do we just go through them separate?
It's up to you. If you want to, you can say we'll move and second them all, and then vote on them individually, just so that the mover and the seconder is the same for all of them, but we can discuss them separately and then vote on them separately, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Or you can move and second each one individually. It's up to you
I
guys.
think we'll just move and second each one individually in case, just in case there's a. Okay, we're up to the first one, which is Cruising the Bay.
You need a mover and a seconder.
So
I'll move it.
have a seconder, please. Thank you. This is like seed funding to get this off the ground. So this is this event.
I did a little bit of homework on this one because we've just had that big
Mayhem.
Wheels of Mayhem in town.
Yes.
But only because it didn't seem to involve a lot of Te Hiku. They drive in and they drive out, whereas the Wheels of Mayhem is a full day event, which was very, very successful. So I actually phoned the local club to see how they want to support this one. And they didn't understand, they didn't have a clue that they could come to the community board for their own event. I'm not saying we don't support this because this one, they are trying to grow, but the reality is that, you know, there's not going to be any of these people staying in Te Hiku. They're driving in and they're driving out in the same day. But if they were able to grow it into a larger event, then maybe, you know, it's worth supporting. So I just wanted to give you my feedback. I'm not saying, yeah.
I think anything that'll bring people to look at something that's going on a specific weekend or day or whatever is, it's, you know, it's good fun apart from anything else.
No, I think if it's advertised well, there'd be a lot of people getting to Taipa to, you know.
But in terms of Wheels of Mayhem, they didn't know they could apply to the board. How big is their event, and would that other events funding be something that they could perhaps?
That as well. I spoke to them about that as well. So,
Good one.
well, those cars all come from those people come from all over New Zealand, well, North Island to attend. And that's what we want, you know, visitor numbers from outside of the area.
Accommodation.
Yeah.
No.
So I actually, although it's a 1 day thing,
It's only 1,500.
I'd like to see how they go.
Yes, me too.
They didn't make it to Hiku last year. Although I think they did plan to. So let's hope that gets bigger and bigger.
Like to see them come to Kaitaia, as she mentioned.
Yeah, although Galpas Bay, same
People will
thing.
be at
Yeah.
the beach.
So I moved that way.
Who was the second?
Right.
Oh, okay. Everyone happy? All in favour?
Yeah.
Thank you. Next is the Kaitaia Business Association application for $7,500.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Chair, they did ask for 2 years. I've only put this for one. It's up to the board whether you decide you want to put in a resolution for next year as well.
I think that's a really good idea.
We did do that last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time it was 6,000.
6,000.
2 year for 2 years.
Yeah.
So this is 7,500
So what are you looking for? How much money?
For this year.
for this year and next year.
So that's 15,000 altogether.
No, not just, then it'll come out of next year's one. The resolution will say something along the lines that this will be for 23, 24
Yeah,
and the
so,
next
but the
one.
money is 15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the next lot amount will come out of next year's 24, 25.
That's fine.
For 2 years of 7.5.
Yeah, so you can have some sort of resolution around that. please.
So approves the sum of 7,500 to be paid from the board's community grant fund in both the
24, 25 and 7.5 for
One for 23, 24.
and one for 23, 24. Yeah.
so 23, 24 fund and the 24, 25 fund.
So just make it very clear there are two lots of 7,500, please.
Okay. For a total amount of 15,000.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Account.
So you've moved that and I'll second it.
Darren, second.
I'll set there as the account. Oh, everyone happy with that?
Aye.
All in favour?
Just through the chair on that note, Catherine, have you had any help? Where is council, the local government going to continue? Like how are these communities going to keep paying for these things? You know what I mean?
The short answer is I don't know. I know that Tom Frost, when he first came on, was working through CCTV across the wider Far North region. I don't know where that sits at the moment,
Yeah, I think it's going to be a nationwide issue.
particularly because they've taken away the proceeds of crimes funding because a lot of communities use that to help fund their ongoing costs.
And I recall we officially asked
And a letter has been,
Mayor Moko.
and all they've come back and said is it's closed. We'll let you know if it reopens.
Yeah, and although we did ask why is it being closed, you know, and there was no answer.
Well, that was why Angela talked about it. They've repurposed the funding.
Yeah, interesting though, how that can be just repurposed like that with the communities in need. But anyway, I'm sure those on a better wage limit are sort of doing their job somewhere.
There is a bit of quite a focus through Tom Frost.
Yeah, there is.
For security and
You
Yeah.
brought it up a
Monitoring.
bit jointly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's all good,
I
thank
think we're
you.
just going to see more and more and more and more. So.
Yeah, it's all right having the money to put them up. It's, gee, the maintenance is just out the gate.
Well, he said the maintenance is relatively inexpensive. It's the monitoring. That's what he said. It's
Yeah.
so robust now, and so the technology has caught up so much that the actual maintenance is not that great.
So the maintenance is clearing the spider webs.
Yeah.
Because they block.
Well,
That
ATA,
is the
they've got a
maintenance.
number that are not working.
So I funded those.
Yeah.
Like when I was the KBA chair, that was
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
So that old
that was
now.
10 years,
It's all-
like,
yeah.
it's going to be the same issue in another
It's a
10 years
different-
when the new one's going.
The different system from when you were
Yeah,
there. Yes.
it's so old, that is so old.
Okay.
On to the next one, which is Ray Clark Kaitoa Knights Chess Club for $935. I'll move that one. I'm quite happy with that one. It's a little club that's obviously wants to grow and have their competition. Have a seconder.
Yeah, second.
Yes. Any discussion?
Did they have a delegation? Did they speak? Or did I miss that?
No, they don't.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Because it's not over. Yeah.
How many people attend?
We need something. It doesn't mean it can't grow. I think my opinion, you know, as long as it's a physical, like if we're funding the chess boards and the timers and things, and it stays within the club, it's just, yeah, so that they get to grow, I suppose.
Yeah, they've got a venue hire in that particular. Yeah.
And through the chair, it was quite interesting talking. He works for the DHB.
Yeah.
But I was saying, well, you need to go and find out the money. And he's doing working bees and getting money everywhere else, and he's getting the kids involved in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not just sitting at a board playing chess, they're actually going out and doing physical stuff as well to raise the money so that they can sit at a board.
Oh,
and play
cool.
chess.
Yeah,
Good kickstart.
thank you. All in favour?
Right.
Thank you. Up to now the Rongapai House Community Trust for $4,235.
What kind of, are you going to move that?
I'll second it.
Shouldn't central government be paying some of it?
When we move it, are we,
We're not approving.
not approving? It's just up for discussion, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got to move it at some stage. Does everyone think? I mean, for once, I'm happy that it's something physical and tangible as such.
It's such a shame that lots of these organisations, and our church is the same, most of the money goes to rent. It's such a shame that, you know, like community organisations have to spend so much on rent,
Well, you've got the, you know,
but that's how it is.
the end things.
Yeah. And see, look at the venue hire, 37. But they're only asking for,
They're not asking for that money, but it's just
Yeah.
that community organisations.
yes. And at this point in time in our community, this is so needed. It really is.
We were at home.
Do I have a mover, please?
Actually,
Yeah. All in favour?
Aye.
Thank you. Up to Te Hapa Committee
I'll move it.
T repairs.
I'll second it.
You have to,
Yeah, just for clarification, one of the presenters was my auntie, so it's conflict of interest, and I'll stay out of the voting.
thank you.
That's the Te Hapa.
Would you,
Church, you're not, there's no conflict here.
No,
No, I'm just saying, yeah,
No,
so
that's fine.
make sure that's okay.
I'm happy to support this.
Me too.
okay. Move it, please. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, Beryl moved it, Darren seconded
Okay.
it.
All in favour?
Aye.
Okay.
And would you like that noted, Bill? That you abstained? Would you like it noted in the
Yes,
minutes?
yes. Yes.
So the next one is the Te Pokahu Te Aki O Tai Tokerau Trust, which in other words is the Eco Centre in Kaitoia, I presume.
Yeah, we've supported them on their,
Yes, on a lot of their.
I think this is a no-brainer as well. I went right through all of our funding things
Well
today.
done. Do I have a mover, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
No other further discussion?
But wouldn't mind seeing, the board wouldn't mind, through the chair, I wouldn't mind seeing progressive photos in their reports, updates, where they're going next.
Can we get that now?
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
really good to get some sort of progressive,
Their copy of their proposed map and then get some.
yes, they have a plan by the sounds of things, and it would be good to see the results of the work that they do. Would you be happy for that? And they have to submit a project report anyway. So
Phillips, that he said you'd like to know that it's in keeping with
yes,
our.
yeah. Oh, all in favour? Good. Yes. So do we just do the whole lot? Oh, that's all done now. We don't.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, all right.
Madam Chair, I know we're going to be looking at project funding reports, but I did see Elizabeth Stacey in the room. Do we need her down here for the footpath?
She won't be back until she's had another meeting at the moment.
Okay.
She is going to be available at 12.
No,
Her
okay.
meeting was between 11 and 12.
Yeah.
So I said to her, well, you know, if you've got
Just
work
leave
to do,
that one.
yeah, I'll leave that until she comes. Up to 7.4, which is project funding reports. I'll move that one. Do I have a seconder, please?
Darren.
Thank you. Any discussion on these? Two from Ataka Thompson Youth Sailing Trust and the Protu Creative Society. All in favour?
Right.
Thank you. All right. Right, and we're going to go to our chairperson's members' reports now, and we'll leave Elizabeth till 12 o'clock.
Sounds good.
So up to item 8.1, which is the chairperson and members' reports. Do I have a mover on this one, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We can do it.
Good. So my report is just take it as read. Attended quite a few meetings during this period. And if there's any questions, please ask me.
So mine's next.
And then the only other thing I'd like to say that I attended the awards in Wellington, and that was just amazing. It really was. Yes, winning the best tiny town of Awanui. It was just amazing.
Yeah, go.
Yes, it was great.
Good seeing you.
Yeah.
So Northland Inc. workshop, Madam Chair, can you just explain a little bit about this?
Well, I popped it in there and as a little bit of a report.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you like to know?
So advocacy for Northland Economic needs, Northland Economic needs the central government and channel for central. Is that what Northland Inc. is?
Yes, it's one of the advocacy
Okay.
things that they do. It would have been live streamed, so possibly if you
It wouldn't have been live streamed. It would have been recorded, but it wouldn't have been live streamed.
Okay, is there a recording somewhere that we can send out to the members?
Potentially,
Because I know that Cheryl and Rachel, all of you may be interested in what they are working hard for our area, not just Hiku, but all of Northland.
I'll look into it, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything? Darren?
Just take mine as read. It's not, I haven't got much in there to speak. I seem to do a lot of talking to people, but I haven't written up our conversations. But take mine as read, thank you, this time.
Thank you. How's that road looking? Over Heads Road?
Incredible.
Good.
Absolutely
Just go and have a
incredible.
look sometime.
People just love it to bits. I've got it a few times. It's 4Ks return,
Yes.
and it's quite a bit of it's inland.
Is that the road that you live on or not?
No, the Hobora Heads Walkway. Remember we started that project 4 years
Oh,
ago?
yeah, yeah.
It's finished,
Oh, right.
and it's amazing.
Hey,
It's unreal. It's 2.5 meters wide the whole way, and it winds through native bush and kauri trees. We didn't even know we're there.
So where does it start and where does it finish?
It starts outside Lucid Cafe, more or less, so you park your car there, get on the track, and it goes all the way to the A-frames and then all the way back again.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
return journey,
wow.
Oh, yeah.
but it goes inland. I thought it would be
On
on
the
the side of the road, and it's
Yeah.
sort of inland, and you,
Oh, it's sort of inland towards Wagner's place.
yeah,
Oh,
but it's on council land.
oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's so good.
I have to do that. I would follow you if it's the latest. Okay.
So, Bill, your report.
Yeah, take it as read, but I just want to, Adele, just thank your party that went down to Wellington. Yeah, that was brilliant. It was good to see. The towns are buzzed with what's next, which is good. I'm going to sit on the laurels. We'll probably look at something around about early Christmas, that sort of party in the park, well, just to get everyone together and thank them to the public. You'll see my report, the Tupperware Beach wastewater. That was there. Basically, I put that in, and I'll continue to put it in at intervals until that's addressed. I still think it's a problem area, and it's a disaster waiting to happen. I've got a local resident it's his section situated right there. So if I go out, he's gone before me, and he comes back and tells me it's fine, Bill. So yeah, I really want to keep them looking at that area. It's a real danger to Tupperware Beach.
What area
Right
is that?
at the end, Tupperware Beach, where the sewer lines
Oh, yes,
down, to the pump station, which then goes to the main one. So I'll keep doing that. Gillies Road access. Thank you for staff, everyone, for making it clear that was responsibility of the people to maintain the paper road. Within a day of receiving the okay, the job was done, and it gives a lot of emphasis to localism and the other powers of the community, how they can do the job. Yeah, so brilliant to see, and a really good outcome. So thank you very much for that. And the next one is just United Wolf, and we've got to follow up on that. So to start, Beverly, thank you very much. It's real good to contact you, and things happen. So, and that's in support of your email to Cheryl. Thank you. Right, that's me. Right.
It's the second, through the chair, the second time that community asked him just gone.
Yeah, that's just been at the bit. But it's just a good example of localism and how we can utilise that, and hopefully it becomes part of how we operate. Watch this space then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Rachel, Balky.
You can take my history, you did a few meetings, did a few online things for the community board police and whatnot. Just got a couple of issues on our road. Not because I'm all about our road, but it's just that bin at the end was brought up to me about that. So I'm following up with that to see if they'll approve a bin, which I don't think is going to solve the problem. I think people just chuck their stuff there anyway, next to the bin. So I'm not sure about that. I think that's going to have to go. And the other thing is Tuanay might need some direction, and it might be outside of our thing, but the Te Araroa walkers, it's just there's so many walking that main road, and then they go up our road all the way throughout the walkway. But I really concerns me of the speed and how many there are and the narrow areas of our road. And I don't know who I would
exactly contact around that, or yeah, I guess that's a whole all New Zealand issue with walkers on the road, but there would be 50 people walking up the road on any one day.
I could imagine that.
Well,
They're coming in from Ahipa as well.
yeah.
And
I mean, they walk the main road, which is lovely because the motor walkers aren't open, so it's quite quiet.
yeah,
Then they come down our road, then they stop on a corner and sit down and have their lunch. Like, honestly, you'd be amazed at what I see driving home. I don't know how to address that, but I am very concerned about that.
just make a note of that and,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I'll
So I noticed that there is mosaics in Thomas Street, ongoing issue.
that out.
Yeah, I could just say the tiles are coming off now as we speak. Yeah,
I watched them. They are very safely removed.
yes, they are. And they're going to be stored off-site until project is
Look over that, and it's
one of the walls is where they've taken the tiles off has been removed as well. So
yeah,
I noticed.
they very well.
Yeah. But it's going to take a wee while, probably to another couple of 3 days for that to be finished, that works.
Yeah.
So they hope to have the sites, part of the work done by the 20th of December, so the community can use it, and the rest of the work, to complete it, will be sometime early in the new year. Yeah. So there's parklets also to go in, so we're going to have to discuss that at some stage. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Cheryl.
I've raised the matter of members' reports being required a week, but this week we're having a meeting and then the members' reports are required by the end of the week. There has got to be a way to logically extend the time frame because it's
only because of December meetings so early. That's, but
no, I think that it can be tightened up anyway. And otherwise we're going to have to start doing supplementary agendas, which is more work than everyone. That's the option. Like Bill's issue, for example, well, probably if he needs to do it in December, there will need to be a supplementary agenda. But we get our agendas way before the meeting. The councillors don't get, we're only required to get our agendas. I know there are timeframes for staff to work to, but we're only required to have our agendas 2 full working days before a meeting, and we're getting them way before that. And so a lot of our information is, by the time we get it on the agenda, is out of date because of those timeframes. So I see this as with Democracy Services for comment. So it'll be interesting to see what their comment might be.
Through you, the chair, Dale, can I speak to that, Cheryl?
Yeah.
So we've got our strategic relationships going forward, Hui, coming up soon, where we're going to, with these dates that you guys have just approved and council doing the same, having a full team, we're going to sit down and go through all of the things that need ironing out and straightening out. So those 2 points that you raised with the funding applications, blocking out, and then the dates, we'll take that and we'll have a call to go around that and come back and hopefully have it tidied up and have a better outcome going forward. So just as a heads up, that's coming, and then next year hopefully we've got a different system in place.
now, I believe that the reports, the councillor reports, are not going to be going in the agenda, and was that inserting our agendas as well, or committee board?
Council members' reports won't be going in the agenda. I
said at the council meeting, and they're going to just be put on the website.
I'm not sure. I don't know actually. Sorry, I can't speak to that.
Up in the council meeting.
My understanding was that he's going to be even stricter on it. So there's going to be like a register of who's doing their reports and when they're doing the reports.
Because they weren't going to be in the council agenda, the actual, they're just going to go straight onto the website.
I can look into that one as well.
Yeah, and was going to affect community boards as well.
Okay.
From what I could hear at the council meeting.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what I heard. Oh, I'm a bit deaf.
No, I'll follow that up. So.
Well, I think they need to be on our agenda as well. They're public.
Yeah, I'd like to see our
And
ones
this
on
is
the
the only
agenda.
way that the public, I mean, unless they know to look up our website, nobody does.
Yeah,
And see what.
and then we can still talk to our issues, and I'd still like ours on our agenda.
No, would be
I really would.
not being on the agenda.
With any of you.
Agreed.
Right now.
Sorry, Cheryl,
Oh, that's all right. Glad you like. So we're talking about the issue of water tanks. I think I sent an email to people yesterday saying that we really need to have a good look at a lot of things we're doing, because climate change seems to be getting a priority that it doesn't really need, seeing as science is saying, well, it's not as bad as first thought. However, we should be looking at resilience, and I believe water tanks is one way. If we have an impermeable surface caused by a house, footpaths, driveways, whatever, there needs to be ways to slow the water down. Water tanks is one, lakes, anything that slows water down from just rushing into the sea is probably beneficial. But I told you all that yesterday, and I'll probably put it in my next report, actually, seeing as the CEO didn't come today due to his health, which is very unfortunate. And yeah, that's it. But now, two things that came up today. One was the Tangoni Reserve. One, I mentioned this in my email the other day. We are being treated as just another interest group. We are the board with the delegation for these reserves, and before they go out for submission, we should be getting something on our agenda to say, this is the reserve, it's going out for submissions to see if we can extend the lease. This is what it was like before the current operator started it. This is what it was like now. These are the benefits, or whatever, or alternatively, these people haven't done anything. So think about that when you make your decision. We're just not getting enough. Sorry?
Through the chair, but I agree with Cheryl. Did I get it wrong? I thought we'd just been discussing this for probably 2 years, and the board had agreed to extend the lease, and now it's come back to public.
No, it's got to go, because of the Reserve Act, it's got to go out for submissions to extend the lease.
Yeah, so what are they doing here today?
We did get
We've been in support of this for 2 years.
we did get something on our agenda to recommend to council.
Yep. And we recommended that,
Yeah.
and we were fully in support to extend the lease.
No, it doesn't get extended at that point. It's still got to go out for submissions.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, why are we going through? Why do they have to be here again?
They shouldn't. That was a member of the who lives on that road. He's not a part of that group, the AMT group.
Is that just the public?
He's just a public
He was the man
member
from the
talking
public who
to
wanted
it.
to come and support it.
So hopefully he's done a submission.
Yeah, but it's sort of like they're speaking to us for our support again, whereas we're already given our support fully for an increase. It just seems to be going around in circles. Yeah,
So it's only out for submission, and the submissions close on Monday, and then a further report come back to our board, I think in December. Is that correct? I think it's ready to go once all the submissions that have been sent into the council will be on our report, our agenda next month.
What are we doing here? You know what I mean? It's like what Cheryl's saying. It's just a complete waste of time.
When that Manuela chap came last time, you talked to him too about, I mentioned disc golf.
Yep.
And what the issues that Van Steeden was talking about were exactly the sorts of things that an activity like that could reduce, because they'd be playing something like disc golf on the reserve rather than fighting in the streets and fighting in the houses. And I don't know whether he did anything about it or not, but
I actually sent them information on that.
Yeah.
But again, they can't do anything until we've given them this extension.
It's not us that give it to them, it's a council. We just recommend. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
through the chair again on that subject, though, that was the question I was going to ask them too, because I know extension of the lease is critical to their additional funding they seek.
I realise
Yeah,
that, but
okay.
there's really not a lot we can do until
Okay.
it just goes through the process, unfortunately. Gosh, I don't know how many times I've sat through submissions or extension of leases or, yeah. We've even had to get security at a couple of them because they were very contentious.
Okay, I have
Anyway.
another question based on listening to my costing on the way to work. Sorry, Bill. So some councils have got big debts and it's costing them $1 million to service the debts. So what I would like to know is what the Far North District Council's debt is, how much is it costing to service it, what do we use as security for loans, and who is responsible if it falls over, because that was some of the things that came up regarding Three Waters as well. And we don't know that stuff, and I think we, as representatives of our communities, we should know it.
So how are we going to get that information?
I'm just going to ask somebody.
That was one of our CFO questions.
And the other thing, sorry, Ms. Madam Chair, the last
It's
thing
all
I want
right.
to raise, but not on, I've emailed you all regarding NRC's idiot intentions to put great big setbacks by our waterways. If we, as owners of the drains and the drainage scheme, agree to that, agree to a proposal from NRC that contravenes two of the four well-beings, which is economic and social well-beings, are we also in breach of the Local Government Act, and is there a penalty, or can we just do what we like, or what? The drainage people need to know, those farmers need to know what they're doing, and they need to know that we're supporting them, not some act that's going to be reversed with any luck by David Senior.
How do we officially do that because I think all of us are on board.
Yes.
Did I send you a copy of that? Oh, we will do it. Yeah.
Oh,
So we just need to make a note that the importance of having a community board coordinator cannot be overstated.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's right.
I need to ask Vicky. Next meeting, I've got a delegation from Pukenui to come and ask about a pedestrian crossing. And I too was listening to Hoskins this morning. And the cheapest pedestrian crossing you can get, they start at 360,000. Start at, and can go up to $2.5 million for one. And I'm wondering, how is this so?
Yeah.
And can we do it? It's only 8 lines on a road.
Yeah.
But we need a pedestrian to say, to protect our children. And then Morris Williamson came on and said the cost of a pedestrian isn't worth the cost to save the children.
Oh.
That's what he said on live TV and asking TV. You're right. Not enough deaths. But there will be.
Actually, Elizabeth might be able to answer that regarding cost.
He said that she won't be having anything to do with that one. It'll be a Wakakotahi crossing.
Oh yeah, but how much does a pedestrian crossing here as opposed to there? Or why does a pedestrian crossing cost?
It's the consultants, they look at it.
I would be interested in that too, Darren. They want one down by the rugby club, where you drive to the dump. That is a accident waiting to happen there. Kids running across to go to the rugby all the time, like they use this stuff there all the time.
Yeah.
People just hooning past, and they've asked for one there, and I'm like,
Where's your one? They need two.
They need one at the cow for a start off.
They need one on either side of the where four-way crossing is. That goes up to the school.
Oh, yeah.
So one outside where Amy's house used to be.
Yeah.
It has to be a certain way back from the corner, and one on the other side towards, just towards Guy Herring's place.
All right.
So they're not crossing at the, bit that goes down to the wharf.
Yeah.
They cross before it on that side, the northern side, and they cross before it on the southern side.
That's Wakakotahi that you, yeah.
It's like Kotahi, but it's in a 50k zone of their road.
So Elizabeth will be in at the meeting at just in a little while, so perhaps you can have a little chat to her.
I
about-
will.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Hey, Cheryl, is it?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, there's really good.
These reports have been my head, and I don't write things down as I go, so I get to do the report and I've forgotten. There's on the CBEC side of things, we had a online meeting last Tuesday. I think the remit for the one thing we pushed for was the remit for elected members to be able to get KiwiSaver contributions. And I asked Dr. Mike Reid, who's LGNZ guru, because I remember the first meeting he said, oh, we've been trying to do this for 20 or 30 odd years or whatever, or 20 years. Well, I don't even think KiwiSaver's been around that long, but it wasn't just that, because central government elected members get KiwiSaver contributions. So the remit is actually in place and getting a lot of discussion, and has actually gone further than, I don't think it's ever reached an official remit before. So that was something that the board was, the group was very pleased about. Other than that, discussions were around the community board conference next year, which hopefully more community board members nationwide can attend, because they're sort of pigtailing it with the local government NZ conference to sort of be in Wellington. I think it's around, I think it's around August.
Oh, it's going to be in Wellington, not Wakatani.
No, they've moved that, and they got permission. So the whole idea was to make it a little bit more accessible. But that's not going to a community board. Normally they try and put it in a community board town as such, but it's so much more expensive to go to those towns.
So are we going to Wellington?
Yeah.
Oh, Dimmicks, 10 bake shops.
Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, so they're hoping that it's not going to cost as much and it's going to get more members involved. So that was, and also the speakers, that can be crossovers, and, you know, you can go to some of the LGNZ side of it and some of the community board side of it.
Oh, so we would be allowed to do that?
Yeah, there'll be.
That would actually work quite well.
Yeah, well, that's why they're
attending a couple of.
What time of the year is it?
August.
I think it was August.
Can't you make it September and then we can go to WOW?
It's not my decision, because it's on the
It's local government.
Yeah,
LGNZ,
yeah. So that's what we did last week, and our next meeting is on the 28th of December, just online.
That's late. Yeah, that's late.
Sorry, was it 28th? Oh, must be 28th of November, sorry, next week. Yeah. And I think they want to have one more combined community board, sort of all the community board members, which you should all get an invite to. I think it's like a lunchtime one this time. It only goes for half an hour to an hour. Just an update from CBEC basically, and wanting to gather any information from all the members in New Zealand.
Through the chair, probably on the thing of information, was that survey linked to you guys? That was up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
good. You'll have results from
that was an LGNZ and a CBEC concept. It was a little bit different to what I thought it was going to be fair. Some of the questioning and that was not what I thought it was going to be, but anyway, it was for us, for the community board members. Yeah.
I think the last question was the main one, would be standing next to, or what were the effects of
Yeah.
the job? Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we were trying to get to is that there's a lady, Jackie, who's been a councillor for 3 terms, and she's basically, so that she diarised her hours, and she's doing 3 times the work she was doing as a councillor, being on the community board
Oh, I know the one.
And
She was at the
yeah.
award.
in Kapiti.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so they're pushing for community boards to have more money basically, and also a little bit more with people listening to them, council support and blah blah blah. Yeah, but of course that money has to come from the elected members' pool. So I said, well, to me, there's only one way to really get this through faster is to get more councils with community boards as such. Show them that the whole localism, choose localism is the positive way to go, and community boards are there for a reason. How can we get more councils with community boards?
Yeah. But if there's only one pool of money, if we get more as councillors, will get less.
It's 100%. It's never going to happen.
And they'll never agree
No,
to it.
no.
But
So-
we tried that
Because
last.
they've already had a cut with
But-
the married councillors as well.
So I think that's where if the support comes from central government, but it's going to have to come. Unfortunately, at the moment, there's only 9 councils with community boards, or you know what I mean. So it's not a
Not a focus.
yeah.
Through the chair, one of the questions that didn't get asked in that survey was how many hours do you think you do per month? And I think we should all take a track of our hours from this meeting to our next meeting and maybe put them in detail as to
So we
emails, talking to people, writing reports. Let's see how many hours we do per month. I've worked mine out. I think mine's getting close to 40.
Yep. So I can share with you that our members did it. I think one was at 120, a couple around 90, 70, 60. So, and then we divide it by the annual wage, and not the annual wage,
$4 an hour.
what do they call it? Living wage. Yeah. So it was interesting, and I totally agree. I feel, well, some of these people are doing serious hours, but anyway, and also we're actually Hiku's actually paid quite well, very well compared to some of the others, very very well, because a lot of them don't get the travel allowance and all that as well.
On the subject of combined community boards, can I just ask, we at our joint community board meeting, there were 2 really good presentations. One was from Tom Frost and one was from Thomas Van Darling's team. And I just want to make sure that they can come and talk to us in December, please.
And confirmed for December.
They are good. Good on you, Bev. They're worth your weight in gold.
Just before I finish, the RFS that went through originally from Darren and then from about 5 months later from me around the signage on the Hobora Park. We all got an email, I suppose, saying that RFS is the urgent ones are getting done. I'm sorry, there's a backlog, What I've witnessed again just recently, I believe that situation up there is urgent, and I don't think. So on Saturday, the park is meant to be shut at the moment, but there's 2 vehicles parked over the footpath. One's got a big speaker on the bonnet, so that the adults are listening to music and while they use the barbecues and everything. But this is how long ago did you do this RFS?
Oh, that previous one, I did one just yesterday too. Same thing, same park. But that will be over 6 months ago.
Oh,
If
easy.
you redid it.
Yeah. So I think it is urgent, but again, we don't know. It could be as easy. They understand what we're trying to do. It could be as easy as moving the gate so it's down not by the barbecue, because they just want their vehicles open. They want their music on by the barbecue, and the gate, and they're walking in and out of the gate with their food. You know what I mean? But if the gate was at the other end where the cars park, it might solve the issue. But something needs to be done.
You've got a good point there.
So apparently there is an issue in that park.
I put an RFS in yesterday to see why the shade sales haven't.
They haven't come back.
The project has stopped. The park's roped off. There's no entry, so and the gate's locked. They must have climbed over the gate to get in there yesterday, John.
Yeah.
Because it's locked.
So they put the poles up for the shade sales and they haven't been back in 6 weeks and the kids aren't able to play in the park.
Can't do anything. No.
So that needs to be followed up on, please.
Because I keep letting it go, and one of my neighbours who did shade sales in another area, he said, oh, they let them set for 3 to 4 weeks. So I waited 3 to 4 weeks. But now it's 2 weeks after 3 to 4 weeks.
Thanks.
Do I need to find that original RFS? Oh, you got it. Okay, thanks. You're a star.
Doesn't she?
So do we have to sign it all off, do we?
Yep. Sorry, I just found another thing on page 96. The mayor supporting the referendum on the condition of spending more money on maintenance on the roads, and the draft government policy statement on land transport still rates reducing emissions as its third priority, which it doesn't need to be. And so I've just got a recommendation here suggested that the Hiku Community Board supports the Far North District Council's promotion of a petition for a referendum to address the condition of the country's roads. Just cut and paste it, copy and paste it from the report. So I'm going to move that.
Second.
Thank you, Bob.
Is that bottom bit?
No, just the black bit at the top.
Recommendation.
Recommendation. Second thing down.
Finger.
The right by finger.
Oh,
There, yeah.
there, is it? Oh, yeah, I can see it now.
Sorry, through the chair, Cheryl, you moved it and Rachel seconded it.
Builded.
I'll build it. And that's from Cheryl's.
Bainbridge, yeah.
Okay, do you want
96.
96?
Okay. Is there something else you two were discussing that you wanted to?
No, it was about that
Sorry,
RFS.
It's just
I
that
apologise.
Cheryl was speaking. And
No, I'm sorry, Cheryl. Sorry.
Chair, just a reminder after Elizabeth meeting closes, we could see staff coming in, Jay and placemaking. Just
Oh, okay.
Lunch first.
That's good. Okay, thank you. So we've finished the reports. All in favour? Now we've got Elizabeth visiting us. Oh, we're back to item
7.5.
7.584.
Sorry, through the chair, before we go into that, so just to clarify, we had a committee resolution that the Te Hiku Community Board supports the final district
Oh,
councils.
wait.
So do we want to vote on that?
Oh, yes, okay.
But then they,
So we're just going to vote on that the Te Hiku Community Board supports the Whānau District Council's promotion of a petition for referendum to address the condition of the country's roads. So Cheryl moved it and Bill seconded it, and all in favour? Thank you. Set.
Thank you.
And then we've ended that, yeah. So welcome, Elizabeth. So you're going to speak on the Te Hiku Community Board 2024 to 27 program priority.
Through the chair, I'll take the report as read. This is a follow-up to the workshop session that we had in confirming the locations that we'd like to put forward for the 24-27 LTP. A couple, I guess, caveats as I hear you talking about supporting additional funding to raise the quality of the roads. This proposal is put together based on the community boards receiving the same level of funding as the last LTP. We're certainly hopeful that it will be subsidized this time around, and so perhaps that amount can be increased, but we just don't know. So as we're putting forward this list of projects, a note that if the funding levels are different, either be increased or if they are less, certainly we'll be coming back to the board before anything is finalized with our capital works team related to other projects, hopefully, or make decisions.
So that would be next year.
That's correct.
Yeah. In July or August or?
So this is my very first brand new LTP round. And so I understood that last time around funding wasn't finalized until about September, but our hope would be by July, the beginning of the new financial year.
Okay.
But it's going to be in but we'll keep you updated.
Because we're not getting any share from Whakakotai for our footpaths, are we?
We're putting each of these projects forward for
Good.
subsidy in the hopes that this time around we will receive subsidy for them,
Oh, good.
but it's not guaranteed.
Yes.
As you know, last time we
Yeah.
didn't.
That's right.
Mm.
Thank you.
That I'm happy to answer any questions or if anything here looks different than what we talked about in the workshop session.
Madam Chair, can the recommendation list these roads as part of it so the community knows what roads are scheduled to be done first?
Oh, the roads are there.
I know they're there, but they're here on an agenda. If they're in the minutes, then they can be advertised, can't they? Like part of our after meeting press release or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So we could check the resident is going to want that's vegetarian.
Through the chair, we certainly can do that, but I believe what Member Bainbridge is referring to is the actual recommendation that you're voting on rather than saying confirm the list of locations. You're saying confirm the locations and then have a list.
Yeah, just those four projects underneath. Is that a problem anyway? No. And then if you're going to do a media release, that will be wonderful. As part of, and also next question, sorry, Cable Bay Block Road, how's that tracking along?
So my understanding is it's under construction. I haven't been by there yet to see exactly what was done.
Yeah.
And I believe that the street here in Kaitaia, let me get the name, so I think right. Tauhara Place is complete, is that right?
Yes, it is.
So
Thank you.
to see
Guild Road, somebody construction.
some of the.
Oh, is it?
Is it?
Well, I've seen a lot of work in house.
State Highway Hills, because we were recommending it was moved out till next,
Sorry, which one was that?
Gill Road.
Is that Gill Road, just out of Parliament?
between Gill and back to Wood.
Yes.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's
Between.
included in
No,
this.
that hasn't
That's right.
started.
Yeah, the road, so, yeah.
That's an awful lot of money. The one million, nearly 1.5 million for the Poki Podo from the school too.
We're going to look at alternative funding options. Yeah, and that's still going on. Something else. Being a Kapiti Road, that's only a little bit of footpath, you know. It's only from about here to the front shelter, and yet it's $250,000.
Is it up that hill
No, it's just
along the bay?
no. It's at the top of the hill, and then there's a big reserve, and then there's you can come from State Highway onto Mill Bay Road there, and there past out Stay Higher, and it's just a little bit of grade.
It's based on current pricing. They have done the design for that already in the subsequent period, so we've got a fairly good engineer's estimate.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. And everything at the moment, unfortunately, seems like a lot of money.
Are you going to ask about history system?
Is anyone else trying to ask me?
Yeah, I have, thank you.
This morning on Talkback Radio, they were saying that the price of a pedestrian is being $360,000. You know, pedestrian.
Human.
No.
So the price of pedestrian crossing obviously depends on what you're constructing. So if it is a full zebra crossing that is raised, that requires lighting, we're doing it in concrete, often because it involves curb extensions, there's stormwater that's impacted. So I can certainly see that for a full brand new pedestrian crossing, it could reach that amount. If we're talking state highway, there's additional traffic control requirements, or raised courtesy crossings, such as what we've done in Ahipara, for example. It's far less than that, yet still not insignificant.
Not an cost. Thank you.
What is the process to actually get a pedestrian crossing?
So through the chair, we need to, it's one, demonstrate that there's a need, and often our mid-block crossings serve dual purposes, both slowing traffic down and acting as a good pedestrian. So certainly anywhere where there are two footpaths that are connecting, there should be an informal or friendly crossing that curb should drop down to allow people trams or wheelchairs to cross effectively. A raised crossing, we actually have for the Far North a prioritization in GIS that takes into account a number of things: the number of pedestrians, the proximity to school, the speed of the underlying roadway, and community requests as well. I think that the students or families around Hiku, Gerald said, are going to come to the board to request a crossing.
Yeah, we've got signatures and a cover note from the police.
Is there any further discussion on this that you want to ask? That you would like to ask Elizabeth on this paper?
Is it just on this, or can I ask her?
Yeah, you can ask, yeah.
I was just saying to you, and I don't know where this falls, but the theatre walkers that come from Kate and all the way up to Broadwood, they walk up my road, and on Sack Highway 1. Is there any funding provision, anything around the track that they take in trying to do something around safely slowing traffic? It's a white worry, and there's, like I said, I could account 50 someday walking up and up.
So along State Highway, there is funding provided for trail walker signage and the particular design to alert motorists to the using of the trail. And I can certainly put any contacts with Lorelei Schmidt for Walker Kentucky who does that.
It's not a State Highway, it's a side road, but.
Okay, so if it's a local road that belongs to council, again, that falls under roading permit to request those signs. So if you would let me know where Probably the best way to do it is either to work through Bev as an action item as to where, or submit an RFS is the other option.
Would they also consider, like some kind of dust management so that when they're walking along, people aren't just completely showering and avoiding with dust?
When it comes to our dust management programs in our unsealed network, that's not my area of expertise. I know there are certain products that we can put down.
We've had it on our road before, but not for the safety of waters. Yeah, and a portion of our road is getting sealed, but the other portion is incredibly dusty. I'm just mentioning that word, but I mean, I know that product is expensive because we researched it and that's sort of consultant. Yeah. But again, get in touch with somebody in the dust management area, just go ask the question.
And again,
So is everyone happy with the 4 items that are on the agenda to progress?
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be option 1.
That's one more question. The one from Arotua Road to Pukekoto, is that from the school or from the little township, the way to the Hirakino turn off?
No, I think it's picking photo
From the school.
from the school down and by the marae's. Yeah, down by the marae and Pukekoto, Rachel.
Yeah.
Up to the Pukekoto school.
So it's only just that little road just before the bridge, so it's not a lot of,
1.2.
is it?
But I've got a funny feeling they're going to have to do a lot of work on the side. There's no verge. Yeah, so
So through the chair, we're doing the enabling works, this LTP under the high risk rural road program. We're infilling and piping the roadside ditches on that side to prep it for the shared path. Because those ditches are a roadside hazard, we were able to pay for it under the high risk rural roads program and not the community roads program. So that is one piece of good news that lowers the cost on this.
But it still will cost $124. That not being accounted for.
That work has been accounted for and still will do that. And again, it's over a kilometer in length at 2.5 meters long.
So that'll go past the marae as well? Yeah,
Past both marae.
Yeah.
Down to number
yeah,
approximately 673
673.
at the end near Kaita.
But that doesn't take into account the channel and curbing. It comes out of a different budget, doesn't it, for safety? Yeah, to urbanise it.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's happening this summer.
So that'll do through the Pukekoto settlement. It'll be like urbanising it a bit more with the channel and curbing as opposed to just a footpath. Yeah, which would be great.
Through the chair. Just looking at the future, Elizabeth, and that proposal from the Lincoln to Kaito and Kaito to April, the work being done in that area is now, would they comply with anything of that future development?
Sure. So that's why we've designed it at that 2.5 meter shared path width to be that future link as part of the training
Yep.
as well.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Right. Thank you.
we all need a wheelchair by then, mate.
What's that?
We won't be able to walk it.
I can't really get hold of cross this.
Done by then. So we didn't have a mover and a seconder for this, did we?
No, and just to clarify through the chair, I've listed the areas underneath, so the resolution's changed to include the list.
Do I need to read out the list? Or have you,
I've written it in. If you want me
or
to.
the minutes? Okay.
The minutes, yeah, it's listed
Okay.
in there. Do you want me to read it out?
No, if you've got it on there, that's good.
Okay.
Did you want me to?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Has somebody moved it? No. I'll move it.
Okay.
I'll second.
Bill. So all in favour for option 1, is that the correct option?
No. All
Yes,
this,
it's that.
Oh, all that, yeah.
plus
Yeah,
these.
but
we're
there's
taking.
options up there as
Yeah.
well.
So we say yes.
All in favour?
Aye.
On the way, Elizabeth.
Through the chair, if I may, just a quick informational item around the same area. The Te Koko Transport Committee has approved the amendment to the Hokianga speed management plan, which means we'll have our first variable speed limit outside the two Morai and Pukapoto. So one for the school and one that encompasses the two Morai for them to contact us to activate for a 20 or other type of event. So it's the first one we're doing on a local road, which is pretty exciting.
It's good.
Isn't that the same as at Orawaiti
For the school,
for the school?
it's on State Highway.
That's on State Highway, and they have the ones for the Morai there as well, the variable speeds that encompass the Morai. We've just never done one on
On the local road.
Yeah.
On the local road,
on
yeah.
council roading, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about our my one up in Arctic and Waiora?
From Wakataki, that it continues to be under the right wording. It's been sent for certification, but they haven't received it back yet. So,
Thank you.
and
Yeah.
thank you for having me here today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. You're welcome to join us for lunch. We won't be long and breaking.
Oh, I might say that.
You better.
We're only going to be a few minutes
Yeah,
anyway.
so we're on to page 104, which is the last item, 6.2, the Te Hiku Community Board November 2023 Open Resolution Report. I'll move it. Do I have a seconder, please? Is there anything that needs to be discussed in this report?
We could probably delete the first item, which is about waterfront cafe and bar. It looks as though it's all been taken care of, Madam Chair.
Right, okay.
No, it didn't. It's taken care of. So
No, it isn't.
there was no funding.
There's no funding.
That was stopped.
Oh, yeah, but but what I mean is, the alfresco dining application is underway, sort of thing. They're not really interested in it. And in terms of Daniel Thompson's thing about oh, no, that's not the one. Okay, sorry, leave it in. But everything else can stay there as far as I can see it.
Yes, it needs to.
Yeah, and so you'll just add on the things from today's meeting, eh? If somebody will.
Yeah. Everything else pretty much still stays there until we've resolved some of the issues. All in favour?
Aye.
Now we shall close the meeting here. Thank you.
Thank you for this day. We ask a blessing on everyone here. We thank you for being with us, helping these some people to make great wise decisions. We also just acknowledge and pray a blessing over the family who have lost Paulette. We just ask that you will be with them and give them peace and surround them with other heart this time. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you, Rachel.
Okay, so what would you like to do with recruiting?
Stop that thing.
Oh, Harley, can you hear us? Oh, can you please stop the live stream?